Hello, everyone. Hello, Dawn.
Happy New Year, Bonnie.
Happy Mary Kay New Year. I love it.
Yes, I love it as well because only in Mary Kay do you get two like brand new like resets. And
I like that.
and I know like when we are here in southeastern Wisconsin and it's 90 degrees yesterday, it feels weird to say Happy New Year because sometimes it's zero. So um
Right? I know. I know. So, Dawn, what are we talking about today?
Bonnie, you know, both of us have been in Mary Kay a long time. And you were raised by Phyllis Pinsker, and I was raised by Kaylee Castagna. We had a retired emeritus senior national sales director, Judy McCoy. And I think the best thing about the area that we were raised in is that our leaders showed us how to work something that's called full circle, correct? Um,
Yes.
Bonnie, what are the three aspects of full circle?
It's kind of like a triangle, Dawn. If you were to draw a triangle on your sheet of paper and put on one point retail, one point wholesale, and one
Yes,
point team building, it means what it really means is that when you're working all three of those areas, you're working full circle. You're not just you wouldn't just sell product and never order it. That would
correct.
be not good. You wouldn't just order product and not sell it. That wouldn't be
Correct.
really good. And you wouldn't just recruit people and never work your business personally because that's not the way this works. So really doing it wholesale, retail, and recruiting together makes it all
Yes.
working full circle, which is kind of funny that we
And
call it full circle when we're making a triangle. I just
well,
realized that.
but I wasn't very good at geometry, like the if then statements and stuff like that. But all of those have the same degree of angle. So that makes them equally important. And I think we've seen people who have done just one aspect of that, and then it's not a triangle and it doesn't move as um,
Mhm.
easy. And I think one of the reasons we wanted to talk about this today is that all of the programs that either you do or I do, it's to spur activity in different areas. And so, we always used to say we're going to book the appointments to sell the product. We're going to book the product to sell the product to meet the people. We're going to book the appointment to sell the product to meet the people, to develop a customer base. And
Mhm.
then after that, you know, we're going to expand upon offering the career opportunity. And from there, then red jackets happen. You just build your business and things like that. And so the nice thing about it is along the way, when you're doing work, you're going to receive prizes. I mean, one of the best programs that Mary Kay started is that they do reward a 600 wholesale accumulative order, but you almost get double prizes because if you do that monthly, you're going to get a yearly award, but you're also going to be a star consultant. And you are going to be seeing enough people that you can say to them, Bonnie, I don't know if you'd ever consider the Mary Kay career opportunity, but I would love for you to listen to some facts. So that way, if it's for you, great. If not, you'd be a wonderful talent scout for me. Would that be okay?
So, Dawn, let's go over the points. So, retail, what does retail really mean in your business? What are the avenues that we can work retail?
Well, um, Bonnie, it's a facial, it's a skincare class, it's an on the go. But let's expand upon what we just learned in the world of COVID. It's doing what we did, going into our Facebook group and putting on eyeshadow. Because when somebody sees you putting on eyeshadow, you're not really selling. You're doing like a tutorial.
Teaching.
That's a way to
Mhm,
sell.
mhm.
It's carrying a bag with you and doing on the go selling, and where just around your everyday life. It's wherever that category is such a big umbrella. It's doing things like even having your hostess take a sample bag to work and have her show people. So it has anything to do with, one, getting the product in hands of people,
Mhm,
expanding their business or expanding the number of products that they purchase from you, and developing new clients.
mhm. So all about the products. So tell me what wholesale has to do with this whole triangle. Like what qualifies as wholesale?
So, Bonnie, that could be two things. We as Mary Kay Beauty Consultants can do one of two things. We can we have the ability to have product in our house. So if somebody comes to you and says, I need an eye makeup remover, I can say, hold on, and I can walk down to my closet and I can give it to them. Or I can say, I'm going to direct ship it to you, or I can order it and have it come to my house and then I can deliver it. So you can work your business any way that you see fit. And you and I, we've done our business all three ways, and we do all three ways every month. So it's just up to you. Mhm.
So wholesale is really ordering from the company, whether it's customer delivery service, whether it's um, ordering and delivering it, whether it's ordering it to have inventory on hand. Those are all examples of wholesale. And
Yes.
some of the contests that are going on with wholesale, like Dawn had mentioned, are the $600 prizes. This year it's SOAR. Um,
Yes.
SOAR in 24, and last year it was Be Golden, and the year before it was Powered by Pink. But whatever it is, when you achieve that $600 order, there's so many benefits to it. So that is the wholesale cost of the product.
And Bonnie, let's step back. I don't think people understand. The company can't really look at us and reward us on our retail because because we're independent contractors, we don't turn in our sales receipts to them. So they reward us on wholesale. And I think in the first probably 6 months to a year of your business, your wholesale might be a little different because you're building an inventory and you're building what you want to have on your shelf, and you're building as you're
Mhm,
figuring out your business. But for you and I, pretty much our wholesale is what um, we're turning over and selling. And that
mhm,
means what we sell for two, we pay $1 for. Mhm. And
mhm. You
that's our
buy it for
profit.
$1 at wholesale, you sell it for 2 at retail. I
Yes.
think as a new consultant, that's always kind of confusing. And if you're watching this, you're a newer consultant and you're like, oh my gosh, wholesale, retail, I'm so confused. Don't worry. I was confused when I went to hair school between neutralizer and perm solution, and I shouldn't have been.
Hi, Beth.
But
Thanks for watching. Mhm.
you know what? Eventually, you figure it out. So just keep doing what you're doing. The company
Yes.
can't see what we're selling. We don't turn in sales tickets to them, so they award us on the retail dollar of what we
Yes.
do. So when you are a Princess Court Achiever or National Court of Sales Achiever, it's awarded on the retail because they have no facts of like, they have no sales tickets to back it up. They just know what you are ordering retail. And that's how those contests work. I think that's confusing as a new consultant, but anyway, I just wanted to explain it.
Mhm.
And then team building, you know what? Dawn explained that before, but it really is just sharing your opportunity and asking people.
And I think the biggest thing that I can tell people is that when you get, it's two things: comfortable and confident in your ability. You will look at every woman and say, I don't care if she is a lawyer. I don't care if she's a doctor. I don't care if she's a nurse. I'm going to give her these facts because we don't know what people want. And, you know, they could be having a baby and maybe they want to have an opportunity to stay home. You don't know, but just to offer them the career opportunity because they might want to come in for, fun and prizes. They might want to come in
Mhm.
for extra money. You don't know. Mhm. And I think
We
the whole
don't
thing with
know.
no, and I think the whole thing with recruiting is, we this whole year we've talked a lot about dynamics of as a consultant learning. And remember that there's personality type of people that you might say, would you like to become a consultant? And they might sign on the line. Well, not all personalities will do that. Some will say, um, I will just be your customer. But that doesn't mean that a year from now, she might want to sign up. So you just take good care of them. It's great for them to have the career information because maybe they'll refer people to you. I was a referral. Phyllis found Bonnie at her hairdressing salon. So, I mean, you just don't know who you're going to meet and where you're going to meet them. Mhm.
It's
And
exciting.
Bonnie,
I love it.
and I think when you start building consistency and when you start doing ordering and stuff like that, you're going to find that as your customer base builds, you're not going to be a sapphire. You might be a ruby, you might be a diamond, a pearl, or emerald, or a pearl. And that also has to do with as your customer base builds, you've got more people to ask about the career opportunity. That's when cars get earned. That's when you become a sales director. So
Mhm.
it's just working a smart business. Mhm.
So, Dawn, I just heard you say the word star consultant, and that's based on wholesale orders to the company. So,
Yes.
and you know what? If you want, we have triangles that explain all those contests, or if you've heard of the Olympic contest, the Olympic kind of goes over it. It works your business, wholesale, retail, recruiting. But really, just to keep those, draw a triangle and just have that as your go-to all the time. Wholesale, retail, and recruiting, always working them together.
And the other thing that I think sometimes we concentrate on is having 15 items sold by the 15th, maybe having 30 items sold in a month. And that's just, I think, since you are not an employee of Mary Kay, you're independent contractors, you need to do what you need to do to spur yourself on. So sometimes I've seen consultants put $1,200 on their refrigerator and then subtract as they sell product. My goal is so much a day, and guess what? If I get
Actually,
2 days
Dawn,
behind,
that is what spurred me on to be really consistent in my business. When I started taking over bills in our household, and I started writing a number on my fridge, and I started with a realistic one like $300, and then I moved up to $400 and $500. But I put that on my refrigerator, and I'm telling you, I subtracted that every single week, and it made a huge difference. It is fun to track, and as independent consultants, as Dawn was saying, it's so important for us to work together to get that enthusiasm to be able to work on your own, because you're independent and you really do work on your own. So nobody's going to call you and say, "Did you put that number in your fridge?" or yell at you if you didn't do something, or fire you, or anything like that. You are the boss.
and I think it's really important to have, there's dream goals. I think next week we might talk about goal posters, but it's important to have something you're working for. Bills are not glamorous, but bills need to be paid. Maybe you want something new. Maybe you want to get a new car. Maybe you want to plan. Bonnie goes on a lot of vacations. I think need to pick something in your Mary Kay business that you're going to pay for that gets you to work when you don't want. And I'll never forget one time I called my recruiter, Nola. It was maybe it was a Wednesday night, and I was sitting on the couch. My legs were up and I was eating an ice cream. She goes, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm eating ice cream." She goes, "It's work time." I'm like, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, you need to work. Like you said you were going to work tonight. What?" She worked her Mary Kay during the day because she was home. And I'm like, "Are you telling me I got it?" She goes, "Yeah, go and work. Go work for a half hour, 45 minutes, and it'll make you feel better." And I'm like, "Oh, and guess what? That people wonder how I'm just one of those people that I think I needed to be told that, and that's
Mhm.
that discipline. But you know, it's sure it look
Mhm.
at what it's built me. People wonder, how
Makes a
do I have
difference. Mhm.
built, business that, I can sell $100,000 a year. And I'm not working selling a million hours a day either. So it's kind of scary. Mhm.
Mhm. You're amazing, Dawn.
Well, Bonnie, you know what? I hear you. Oh, I have an order for 300. I have an order for 200, and then I do this. And then I kind of
Oh, Dawn. You know what? It is fun. If you don't have somebody you're running with in Mary Kay, find
no,
somebody, a
no.
power partner, and run with them, because it really is. It makes it more fun. And we have that going on right now on our Monday calls. Our people who are doing the item sold challenge, and they are like, "What's your item sold? How far are you?" And it just kind of is that little friendly competition that keeps us going. So
But a lot of our consultants work other JOBs or have other things that they do an aspect of their life. So they have nothing to spur them to really work it. So I would just say, what happens if you just took 1 year? What happens if you just took the next Mary Kay year and worked it?
what happens if you did 1 month?
Well, I think you need to do it more than 1 month, because 1 month,
You do, but take it one at a time.
well,
Like,
well, they always say you
yes,
can't do it.
I agree. It's more than 1 month, but even just starting and going, I can do this for a month. I can be disciplined for a month. And I am going to throw out this quote before we close. The pain of discipline is much easier than the pain of regret. So, with that being said, Dawn, the pain of discipline is much easier than the pain of regret. We're going to stop on that and just go to work and work that success triangle.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.